Hey everyone, I'm back with another video. Let's jump right in. So I'm removing all of the bling with this nipper. This is a toenail clipper nipper kind of thing. I don't really use it for that. I just use it for things like this. So I'm just removing all of those rhinestones from her nails. And once I have done that, I will go in with my e-file to remove all of her gel polish that she has on currently. And before we go any further, guys, I just want to invite you to like, share, and comment. And please remember to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. And yeah. So as I mentioned, I am removing her gel polish with my e-file. And I'm using a Pana bit. I think this is an extra coarse bit. Really love their bits. They're really sharp, really durable. And yeah, so I'm removing all of the gel polish along with any lifting that she has. And once I have done that, then I will start my prep. It's important to note that when you're removing any lifting, you don't go on the natural nail. I'm just filing around wherever I see lifting. I file along that area until it flicks off. You can either file around the acrylic lifted area itself, or you can file right along where you see it's attached. I don't know if I'm explaining it where you guys can understand, but if you'd like to, if you'd like for me to do a video that is dedicated to removal of lifting, then you can let me know. But yeah, just ensure that you don't go on the natural nail when you remove your lifting. Now I'm using my cuticle pusher to push back the cuticles, and I also just scrape up any dead skin that is on the nail plate while I'm doing that. Once I've pushed back the cuticles, I go in with my e-file and I use a 180 grit sanding band and I go around the cuticle area and just etch the new growth. And if you see me going over some areas, I'm just removing any extra lifting that I may have missed before. Once I finished etching the nails, I go in with my primer on each of the nails, just on the natural nails. So once I've applied the primer, I'm going in with the acrylic, and I didn't do this here, but usually when you apply your primer, you let it dry and then you go in with your acrylic. All right, so depending on the amount of natural nail that I have to work with, I might add one bead or I might have to add multiple beads just to ensure that I get good coverage and that I build the nail properly. All right, so I'm just adding the acrylic. I'm putting it as close as possible to the cuticle area, trying not to get it on the cuticle area, but sometimes you can't really help it. Sometimes, you know, things happen and you get some product too closely, and then you just have to use your brush, go around that cuticle area and clean that up. She has nails that grow and curve downwards, but because she wants to have her natural nails, then you know I can't. Usually you would build the product up and then file underneath to get that to straighten out a bit, but filing underneath, of course, you're going to remove the natural nail, and she doesn't want to remove her natural nails. She wants to keep her natural nails. So you know I just have to work with that, and you know, during filing I try to straighten those side walls as much as I can. And you want to ensure that you're not adding acrylic just to add acrylic. You want to rebalance the nail. So you want to ensure that you have your apex where it's supposed to go. You want to ensure that the nail looks proportionate, and you know, just that you build back your strength, and that the nail is just well balanced. Some people might just add a little bit of acrylic, but you don't want to do that. You want to ensure that you have enough acrylic where you can file without filing off your acrylic. And as I said, you want to ensure that you build back your strength and balance the nail. So she lost the thumbnail, so I decided to just add a nail form and just rebuild the thumbnail. And I start at the free edge. I ensure that I just put the product pretty much along the free edge on the form, and then I just pat and push that product up into her natural nail just to make that connection, and then I start building the nail as usual. Once I'm through with acrylic application, I start my filing process. I think here I went in with my e-file first, but I did not record that for some reason. But yeah, I went in with my e-file, went around the cuticle area and on the body of the nail just to debulk. And then I'm going in with my hand file to just refine and finish up the nail. So what I do with my hand file first, I start at the side walls and the free edge, and then I go around the cuticle area, and then I start to file the body of the nail. So I start in the middle, I start in the middle, from the cuticle down to the free edge, and then I'll connect both sides with that. So as you can see, I'm going along the what would be my right side now, and then I'll go on the left side to connect everything. All right, so I do that for each of the nails, and once I'm through, then I continue with my process. So when you're filing your nails, you want to ensure that you're filing at the correct angle and that you're applying enough pressure or the right amount of pressure. When you're going on the free edge, if you can see here, it's not, I don't know if you can see it in this, but I hold my file at a 90 degree angle against the free edge because I want a straight free edge. Then I go to the side walls and I hold my file flat to go under the side wall. I don't angle the file because if I do that, then I'll create a notch into the side wall and then your nails will break easily. So I hold that file flat against that side wall, and I file it up until it's straight against the sides. If you look at your nail from the side, then that's what I'm trying to achieve a straight edge on that side. All right, and once I get those edges straight, then I can, now put my file against the sides of the nails and just taper them in if I need to, just to get whatever shape I need to. But yes, angle is important and the amount of pressure that you're applying is important. The way you hold your file is also important. If you don't hold your file correctly, then you're not going to get the maximum benefits from, using your file. So you want to ensure that whenever you hold your file, you're not holding, your hand shouldn't be on the entire length of the file and then you just have a little space on the file that you're using to file. You want to ensure that you're using pretty much, like 3/4 of your nail file to actually file. So at all times, your hand should only be covering maybe a quarter of the file. So if you notice, when I hold my file, I'm holding at the very end of the file, or pretty much at the very end of the file. Whichever angle I'm using my file, I'm using, most of it, and I'm holding like just a quarter of the file. So you want to ensure that you hold your file correctly as well. Also, let your wrist work for you. When you allow your wrist to be free and you are just using your wrist and your hand to do the work, then it is easier and your results come out better. When you try to use your entire arm to do the work, then you end up being stiff and you end up not actually filing the way you're supposed to file to get the best results. And as I said, if you guys need me to do dedicated videos to these things, let me know and I will definitely try to do those for you. But yes, the way you hold your file, the angle you hold your file, how just your whole technique, all of these things are important to ensure that you get the shape that you want, and so that you're not injuring yourself as well, because of a lot of persons who do nails actually have trouble with carpal tunnel. So yeah. Once I'm through with filing, I go in and I dust the nails. I always use alcohol to just ensure that I get everything, all the dust. Sometimes I do use a buffer to go over the nails, sometimes I don't. You don't necessarily need to do that when you're using gel polish. I guess the coarser the file that you're using, the better it is, because those grooves and the etching that you do on the nails will actually hold the gel polish. So you don't want your nails to be too smooth, because that is when your gel polish will be easier to, chip and lift off, or whatever the case may be. All right, so once I have finished with the filing and I dust all the nails, I'm going in with the gel polish. And this gel polish is a local brand, it's a Jamaican brand. It's called LA Pink. And I really love this gel polish. It's really opaque, and it's really thick. I like that about it, because that means that the polish is not going to run. It just stays wherever you put it, and I really love that about this white gel polish. I haven't really used their other gel polishes. I recently bought their base and top coat, but I haven't really used them as yet. And I think I also bought one other color which I used. I think I mixed it with something else to create a different color. But yes, really love this gel polish. And yeah. So I did 2 coats of the gel polish. I did my first layer and allowed that to cure under the lamp. Then I went back in with my second layer, allowed that to cure again. And once I was through with that, I went in with my top coat and allowed that to cure. And yeah, once everything was finished, I added some cuticle oil, and this is the final result. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. And again, guys, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And remember to like, share, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these nails, and let me know what else you'd like to see. Until next time, bye bye.